And here we go. This is game 2 of S.Khan versus SKT1. This is going to be Jangbi versus Midas. SKT1 is up 1-0 here, and Midas has been doing very well recently. He is in the OSL round of 8. Jangbi has not shown so much. I believe he made it out of his group in the round of 32 of the MSL, but he didn't get far in the OSL. And I really haven't just haven't heard too much from him recently. Still, he's a very strong Protoss versus Terran player. His best matchup is against Terran. He's 63%, and Midas is not bad against Protoss either. He's 61%. So two solid. I'd call both of them A-class. Not necessarily the best players out there, but certainly not bad. This is the map Medusa, which I think is Protoss favored though, for the same reasons that I say it's Zerg favored against Terran, because this middle part is so big and so easy to flank that the Terran player with his tanks are just not going to be as safe moving out and pushing as they would on a map such as say Return of the King or Othello, even, where you have a lot more barriers in the middle. There's also the possibility of some kind of creative cheese, of course, because you can get probes or any worker units through the 10 stack temples that lead to the back of your base. So I think in general where creativity is more important, I think generally Zerg and Protoss have a slight advantage over Terran, especially Protoss versus Terran. There's definitely a lot more room for the Protoss to innovate. And so far, though, we're seeing that the pylon is in the base for Jangbi, so he's not going to start off cheesing. Of course, the ridge behind the main base can be used by the Terran also if they get tanks back there. It is very, very powerful, and tanks are a good unit to use against those temples. Anything with splash damage is good, because otherwise you have to kill 10 temples, each with about, I'd say, close to 1,000 health, so it's going to take quite a while with, say, Zerglings. You're just basically not going to get through anytime soon. There is a lot of fans for Midas there. Midas, a good chef also, in fact. There's actually pictures of him cooking for I Love UV, and his meal does not look bad at all. I don't think a lot of the programmers can claim that. Both players opening up with standard gas builds here. No scouting yet from Jangbi, and this is what I mean. Protoss versus Terran. Usually the Protoss neglect scouting until quite late, actually, because if they open up with a build like this, they're quite confident they can hold off any kind of cheese that comes in, and most of the times the Terrans don't cheese anyway. So it looks like he's going to scout after putting down a Cybernetics core, and same with the Terran player. To be honest, the Protoss generally do not cheese that often, although on this map it might be a little bit more safe to move out with a scout earlier, but certainly, you know, moving out with a fairly late scout is not bad either. Anyway, though, looks like Midas will get scouted first. Midas not sending out a scout just yet, and I think the neutral observer is trying to show us that temple. 1,500 hit points on that temple. That is difficult to take down. And by the way, guys, thank you for all your answers to my 4th puzzler, and that is, of course, I'm sorry, my 4th puzzler is, of course, what do Protoss eat, and how do they eat? I think some of the best answers I received are well, one. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say one of the best, the most funny answer is probably my best answer, and it is that there is another orifice that the Protoss eat from, and there's actually several people who've independently thought that up, and basically, to put it politely, they eat as if people would use a suppository. They have just one orifice for both eating and excreting, which is, you know, certainly not beyond the realm of possibility. That would be why they don't have mouths. And that also would be, in the words of one of my viewers, the reason why they say, "We burn." And why zealots grunt all the time. Anyway, sorry, Midas setting up a hidden factory there basically behind Jangbi's base there, to the right of it, and this is going to catch Jangbi by surprise unless he somehow brilliantly scouts it, and looks like he's actually sending a Dragoon to the lower right. Could he be actually trying to scout this? No, looks like he's going to be trying to just go to the other main base and see if there's anything fancy going on there, but certainly looks like Jangbi is suspicious on this map of some kind of cheese coming up. But like I said, just like in the last game, Jangbi's going to think that it's a fake double here, an FD build, because he's going to see the Marines and possibly the one tank coming out for Midas, and he's going to think that, you know, it's a standard fast expand build from the Terran player. He's going to see those 5 Marines, and it looks like he's actually going to back out there wait until he gets a couple more tanks. Actually, no, looks like he's going to trick a probe behind the main base there. Maybe for a scout, maybe to do some cheese. Looks like he's not successful, though. He's going to have to try it once more, and we're probably going to see that one tank out. So looks like Jangbi is not going to be able to get too much information. Actually, no, it looks like he's going to push forward. He's going to see the tank and the couple of Marines. Going to try to shoot down the machine shop, actually, and it's going to come down to Midas's micro here. If he's going to push out these 3 Dragoons, he's going to be careful not to lose that tank. If he loses the tank, it could be a good game immediately. It looks like he's also building a couple of Vultures there. He's got SCVs coming out. Nice Dragoon micro, and looks like mines were upgraded first for Midas, and he's going to be using those vultures possibly to set up some kind of mine trap that these that these Dragoons are going to fall into in their route of retreat. And looks like a probe coming south. They're not going to see those mines just yet. They're not going to spot that proxy factory. Jangbi has no idea these are coming. Jangbi looks like he's just busy microing inside of Midas's base. So basically two separate parts of the map are very important right now. Whether Jangbi is going to be able to take out anything inside the main base, and whether Midas is going to be able to use these mines to set up some sort of mine trap and kill all these Dragoons and then push into Jangbi's base. So 2 parts of the map, very important. Jangbi losing another Dragoon and not managing to pick off a tank there. Jangbi has actually set up a hidden Robo too. So both players going for cheese here, and this is going to be a very interesting game. Proxy robotics facility for Reavers here, and I'm not sure if I'm sure Midas doesn't know this is coming, and I'm not sure if Jangbi is going to. I'm not sure if Midas is going to be able to get away with this. This hidden factory, and now his fast push, it might be completely stymied though by the fact that there's going to be a Reaver and a shuttle coming up very soon. There are a lot of Marines though, and if Jangbi loses these Dragoons by accident, it's going to be terrible for him. Does Jangbi know these mines are there? It looks like, oh man, he just manages to skirt those mines. He sees the Vultures though. He's going to know there's Vultures behind him, and he's going to start wondering, where is a hidden factory? I think he's going to sense there's a hidden factory, but look at this. Here comes the Reaver from Jangbi, and looks like it's going to be all in for both players here. I don't think there's enough inside of the base of Jangbi to defend. Meanwhile, though, Jangbi is going to pick off all the SCVs that Midas has. So both players are going all in here. There's just simply not enough to defend for either player, I believe, and it's going to come down to who can kill the other one quicker. Looks like the Reaver is going to pick off every SCV there. Probes coming off the line to help defend here. Now, if Jangbi manages to defend, he will win this game. Looks like all the Vultures are dead, and that one mine looks like it doesn't take anything out. Oh man, one Vulture coming in to help support there. All the Dragoons are still alive, and these tanks need to pick off the Dragoons. Looks like the tanks are going to go down, and looks like Midas is going to lose this game here. Wow, looks like the proxy from Jangbi was just simply more powerful than the proxy from Midas. I think it was a little bit unlucky for Midas that none of the units of Jangbi's were killed by that mine trap he set up behind the main base. Yeah, really unfortunate for Midas there. Both playing very creatively on the map, Medusa. I think Medusa is looking quite promising. It looks like it is going to be like a plasma and lead to a lot of promising games. Jangbi tying it up here with the proxy robotics facility and defending well against the all-in push of Midas's. And that was one good explanation that Protoss eat from their butts, and they are actually carnivorous and not photosynthetic. I think the other great explanations, one commonly said one is that they feed off of the energy coming from the pylons. They have some sort of electronic or electrical some sort of ability where they can absorb the energy directly from pylons. Another source of energy that people claim is psionic energy, that somehow Protoss are able to feed off of some network of psionic energy. And of course there are those who say that they started off being carnivorous and then eventually they use technology to make themselves be able to feed off directly from the machines that they surround themselves with, like probes, basically. Maybe their bodies, the suits of, say, the Templar or the Zealots or the suit of the Dragoon are what's providing them with nutrients directly. Anyway, though, great answers for my fourth puzzler, and I'll be giving you guys another puzzler coming up very soon. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned.